Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Capricorn. If Capricorn is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so our card tonight is the Strength or Lust card. Which is actually perfect because I wore my husband's Babylon, his Babylon necklace today while we were out. We had a rare day to have a little date together. And and the Babylon is pictured here, the Scarlet Lady. All right, so I'm looking at these weird faces over here. We have one that has like the X and the nose and the smile. And then we have one over here that's just the eyes, nose, mouth, looking a little bit kind of like what's going on here. We have the number 23 right up here, 23. Actually, it looks like 1, 2, 3, really. Maybe 123. We have a person here. Here's the head. You can see the body, their legs. They're pulling something. It looks like a person who is like, here's the head, here's the back, their leg, their foot. We have the number 22. We also have a shovel over here. So it feels a little grim. Now we have this person here. And I'm trying to figure out what are they holding. It reminds me of, I don't know what they're called, but when I was a kid, they had these, it was like a stick like this, and then it had these two, like a kind of triangular, like 2 pieces of plastic and a ball at the end. And then there was 2 of these on it. And then you would kind of go like this and they would clack into each other. I don't know what the point was exactly. Maybe it was a game or something. But that's what it reminds me of. That or maybe like a prayer wheel of some kind. Now up here we have a person who looks like they're kind of frolicking. You can see the head up here. Here is the upper body, the arms. This is kind of the leg here, and the leg like leaping, you know. So I'm looking at this and I have the feeling that there's been kind of maybe a falling out. And I just keep getting this feeling of like, you do not exist to me any longer. Like, you did whatever you did, and now I'm done. I'm walking away. I'm not, Capricorn, we are not very quick to come at somebody. Like, we're not looking for problems or conflicts or anything like that. Thank God, right? Because I am a Capricorn rising. So, yeah, that's where I get that just a little sprinkle of, hold your horses, Lenor. Take it easy. Don't say anything yet. But I feel like, you've been kind of pushed to a limit here. And I feel like this is a situation where it's kind of like, I'm going no contact, I'm done. There's just nothing that can be said that is going to fix this thing. It's over. I've made up my mind. And I feel like that's like exactly where you are. Not only are you just like walking, you want to bury any remembrance of this person. So it seems like it must have been pretty messy. Okay. And I don't think it had anything to really do with you. I think that this is somebody that maybe was lying to you, somebody who was playing games with you. Really, you know, ultimately, and here's the thing, we think a lot about people who like cheat, or they're, you know, there's like lying and omitting things about their life. I think a lot of times we think that it's like this great, or not great, this grand scheme. This person is like a villain. Ugh. You know, just out to ruin somebody's life or take advantage. I think a lot of times, and I'm just going to be honest with you, I think a lot of times people barely think about what the heck they're doing. I think a majority of people are just operating off of like animal instinct. They go to where it feels good, right? They go to where they get a little attention. They go to where it's a little bit easier, right? And that doesn't make it easier for you. It doesn't make it easier for me. But I think there's like a little blessing in realizing, oh, this person's just fully oblivious that other people exist in their life, right? Other people have feelings. Well, okay, they suck. So bye, you know? But I think that this is a thing where it's not, I don't even think that it's like a situation where like, I forgive you immediately. Here, I am here, standing here, looking at you in the eye. I forgive you, and I will never talk to you again, right? You'll never see me again. You will never, ever have any contact with me again. But I forgive you. Which, you know, you would hear that, you think, oh, this person, they don't really forgive. Yeah, maybe they do. Maybe that's the gift they're giving themselves. I forgive you. I am not carrying your BS with me. I'm out of here. And that's what I feel. I feel like you're in that position. I don't know what happened. I really can't tell. But I feel like this is like a very, you are dealing with somebody who is not only self-involved, but pretty immature. And that's what I think it comes down to. Now, they're gone. They're gone. And I feel like there's that clacking sound. That's what I just keep hearing whenever I'm looking at that. I'm like, what is this? I almost think that you're actually hearing something like in your home, like a pipe or like a weird vibration or something. Get it checked out. And if you live in like a rental or an apartment, I know it sucks. Nobody wants to deal with a landlord or maintenance or whatever, but do it. Hide the extra cats, clean up the mess, get your clothes off the floor, and call them, okay? I don't know what it is, but I think it's like, I almost feel like you can't stop paying attention to it. And I think it partially is because you're going through this other stuff. You are really focused on your environment, how you feel. You're very sensitive right now. Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. I remember once in like an argument with somebody I was with, being told, well, and I've been told this by more than one person. More than one person I have dated or been married to. I'm just so sensitive. You're so sensitive, Lenor. Everybody has to be so careful with you. Yeah, I'm sensitive. I'm not embarrassed about that. Who the heck would be embarrassed about being sensitive? I mean, I don't see that as a negative thing, you know? So, I don't know. But I think that you, and maybe this is where I get it from, the Capricorn flowing through me. you're a really sensitive person. I think psychically as well, for sure. But I also think that you just really have, almost kind of as an empath would, physical manifestations and emotional manifestations of things going on around you in your environment. And I also think this is a big reason why you are kind of driven to getting this person out of your life for good, right? Because that kind of volatile relationship or friendship, or even a family member, a mom, a dad, a grown child, whatever, it is just zapping you of your energy. And I can feel like when you're around them, it's just, you feel cruddy. It's like that oppressive, heavy, dark energy. But that's not you. And it's really not even them. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe you're really mad at them right now, and I'll say, yeah, it's them. Get them out of here. But sometimes when we're in combination with different like frequencies and stuff, yeah, it can make you feel really ill. Really ill. And I think that's a big part of what's going on here. Also, I think this person just doesn't operate on the same, morals, values, ethics, whatever. Like, you're just living in two different realities. And it causes you a lot of heartache to try to understand their decisions, their choices. And, sometimes we have people in our lives, we can treat them as well as we can with the most respect that we can even imagine, right? Just fully living in honor of somebody, and they don't give two SHs, and that's just the reality. We've all had that, by the way. Don't be embarrassed by it. It has nothing to do with you. It has to do with them. But I think that, this combination, not working. But I feel like there's something going on within the house. Now, I will say, this would be the most terrifying part of the reading for me, because I am so scared of, big things happening in the home. Even, when renting, because it's so inconvenient and it can cause so much just chaos in your life, right? I don't think that it's anything major, but I feel like it's, I keep thinking, is this a spirit or an intelligence that's kind of hanging around? It's messing with you. I don't think it's a trickstery thing. I feel like it's almost kind of trying to get your attention, but it's also affecting the actual place that you're living, okay? Now we have the person up here frolicking, and we have over here the dandelion, wish, the bundle of seeds that you blow, and then all the seeds fly over the lawn, and you have 1 million more in a few weeks. Which, by the way, I love lawns full of dandelions. Half of my lawn is dandelions and clovers, and I'm hoping to unlawn our property, get rid of, fill it in with something that is indigenous to the area, but also can replace the this is a constant battle in my mind. I'm thinking, how are we going to do this? But anyways, the dandelion blowy thing, it represents, right, wishes. Wishes coming true, manifesting. I was going to say sowing your seeds widely. Maybe. Good for you. Good for you, by the way. And we have the person frolicking. There are little pieces blowing all over the place. And so I feel like as you relieve yourself of this situation with the, the person that, well, we won't speak their name and we won't talk about them anymore, right? Once that is over, I feel like as time goes, more and more opportunities to really experience yourself deeply, to be really in communion with your authentic self. Joy, happiness, well, maybe some terror and lamenting, and even moments where you're like, why couldn't I get to this sooner? I wish I would have just skipped over all of that and gotten here first. But it doesn't work that way. You had to go the path that you've gone to get to where this is going to lead you. And it will be worth it. It will be worth it. Okay, so we have a Taurus person. Ooh, we have SEX. That's very apparently right there. Look at that. Let's see. SEX. Thank you, I guess. We have the letter K. We also have NC, which totally resonates with what we were talking about, because it on Reddit, there's this phrase, no contact. That's when you cut somebody off in your family or your ex or whoever, you go no contact. That means you're not answering anything, you're not talking to them on social media or, whatever. So it does make sense to me that would come up there, no contact. But also the K up there. And we have a rabbit. Now, here's the thing about copulation or, anything like this. Like I can't say it, but I will spell it again. SEX. I don't know. Maybe I'll get in trouble for that too. I don't know. But here's the thing. It can also really, when we see it and symbolically, oftentimes it really represents creativity, right? The wand energy, the fire energy, that, just flowing creative force that keeps the universe alive, right? And manifesting into new forms constantly, always, always, always. And so I feel like this is, maybe it is like what it is, like just overtly that. But it might also be that you are coming into a period of time that is going to be so very potent as far as your imagination, your creativity, your motivation to actually execute these things, right? Like you can sit and think about like, oh, I'm going to, go embroider this thing and this is how I'm going to do it. And you have this whole plan and you're thinking about it. You go and buy the things you need and then it never gets done. But when you have that alignment of the creative and the motivation, the will to do so, I feel like you are, and we have the rabbit, so it's going to be prolific, right? Lots and lots of things being made, whatever it is, if you have a medium or if you're looking for one. Very creative time. Also a really good time to be practicing manifestation, right? All right, let's go over here. We're going to take a look at this one. So we have two people dancing. We also have this heart way up here. I'm sorry, I need a little sip of my drink there. We have the heart up here. We have a duck. We have a purse that looks like it fell. We have IN. We have, it looks like maybe initials LS. I feel like this is maybe your grandparents or possibly your parents. I feel like there was a lot of giving up of things, money in particular. I wonder if one of your parents or one of your grandparents, if they left kind of a very charmed life to have a family with their spouse. Maybe they got disowned, or maybe it led to them having you have maybe getting married really young, having a kid, you have to get a job, and it's maybe entry level and they had been planning to go to college or, whatever. And I feel like they didn't live a single day regretting that choice. I feel like this is a love that you looked at growing up, you watched them together, and it is the standard. And I feel like maybe you have not found that yet. But I just deeply feel like you are going to find your person. And maybe you have. Maybe you're married to them. Maybe you're dating. Maybe, you both take the same bus to work, every day, and you've never talked, but, you feel a kinship. And maybe one day you're going to work up the courage. But you will find your person. They will find you. But we can't live in the idea of something. Well, it's an illusion, right? Even if your grandparents or parents had an amazing marriage and all these things, we can never really see what a relationship is like. We just take little bits and fragments and put it together and kind of, have this idea of how wonderful it might be or how awful or doesn't make sense, it's not fair, and you never know unless you are a participant in that relationship, right? So I think part of this is honoring their love, of course, because it was probably or is probably a beautiful love, but also to be realistic and not to live in devotion to somebody else's idea of what love is or looks like. Because we'll never figure that out. We'll never get that. You hear people say like, oh yeah, like my spouse is, well, it's like how my parents were, together and I found my person and it's just like that. Well, I don't know what that means really, but we live in this constructed image of something, and it can be very limiting. Very limiting. So I think part of that, the work is being honest with ourselves. Maybe I find a different love. It looks different. It feels different. But it's still love, and it's a good love. It's a wonderful love. You know, the other thing is, especially like when you have like grandparents who have been together since they were young, you might forget that they had a whole life and a half before you were even born, let alone you were old enough to really watch them and their marriage. So they probably had a lot of learning to do, just like we all do. And a lot of trials and tribulations, as any relationship has. So, although I am a romantic, and I would say I'm not like a utopian thinker, but I'm a romantic, and I'm an idealist a little bit. I get swept away, you know, in the overtures of love. But yeah, we have to be real about it. You have to be real. And I feel you doing this work, and I really, really, really believe that there is that person. And you'll be there. You know, it will be wonderful. It will be a good thing. All right, let's go ahead. Let's do our lucky numbers. I got to hurry up because I got to go. I think the polls are starting to close for the election here in the U.S. Tonight is election night. And I even bought some snacks. I'm going to go watch it. I'm just going to gawk. I don't know. I have no idea what's going to happen. I don't even know that I have a ton of feeling, just because it's so much, right? It's so much. But I keep reminding myself, everything is as it should be, even if I don't understand it. And even when it seems so bleak, like nothing makes sense, or it's going in a scary direction, right? We're going to figure it out. We always find a way to get through things. We will figure this out, and it will be okay. I know that. That I know for sure. All right, let's see. Ooh. 90. 91. Okay, let's see. Is there a 92? Is there a 92? 43. All right, I'll take it. 43 is a very magical number in my little works. Okay, and then we're gonna do the Mary Magdalene Oracle cards, and these are from Megan Watterson. They're beautiful. I love them. I love them. And these are just gonna kind of punctuate the reading. Okay. And we'll stop right there. That feels right. Beloved, love never ends. Love never ends. All right. Okay. Capricorn, I love you. I thank you for spending this time with me. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it helps the channel. If you want to subscribe, it is free. And if you want to leave a comment, I would love to hear from you. I read all of them. I actually do. And yeah, I feel like the community here has always, from the beginning, been amazing, and has just grown more and more. And I'm so humbled, and so like my heart is so touched by all of the love and the share. The love is wonderful. The sharing, that's the thing. People who have been so brave and vulnerable and just shared about themselves, their feelings, their lives, There's situations. I have so much respect for you. I have so much love for you. I appreciate you deeply. Thank you for allowing me to know some little part of you. And so I do. I read read every single comment because I don't want to miss anything. I want to, also I'm kind of nosy. No. A little bit. I am a Virgo after all. All right. So anyways, I love you. Take care of yourself. We're going to talk in a few days. Good night.